What if Earth was pulled into a black hole? For billions of years, Earth has followed a predictable path around the sun. Every sunrise, every season, every breath we take, depends on one invisible force. Gravity. It keeps our oceans in place. It holds our atmosphere. It binds the moon to Earth, and Earth to the sun. Without gravity, nothing in the universe would exist as we know it. But what if, one day, a force far stronger than the sun's gravity appeared? A force so powerful that not even light could escape it. A black hole. Imagine you're standing outside on a perfectly ordinary evening. The sky is clear, the stars shine brightly above you. Nothing feels different, nothing feels wrong. Yet, far beyond Pluto, something has entered our solar system. No explosion, no warning, no sound, just an invisible object moving silently through the darkness. At first, nobody notices, because black holes don't glow. They don't shine, they don't announce their arrival. They are completely invisible. Scientists only discover them by watching what happens around them. Then, astronomers notice something strange. The orbits of distant objects beyond Neptune are changing. Tiny deviations, barely measurable, but impossible to ignore. The world's largest observatories begin investigating. NASA, ESA, space agencies across the globe compare their data. Every calculation leads to the same terrifying conclusion. A massive object, several times heavier than the sun, is moving toward the inner solar system. Within hours, the news reaches world leaders. Emergency meetings begin. The information is kept secret. Officials hope the calculations are wrong. Maybe it's an error. Maybe it's an undiscovered planet. Maybe there's another explanation, but there isn't. The object has no visible light, no reflected sunlight, no atmosphere, only gravity. Unimaginably powerful gravity. Scientists finally say the words nobody ever wanted to hear. It's a black hole. The announcement shocks the world. People imagine giant spinning tunnels, cosmic vacuum cleaners swallowing entire galaxies, Hollywood monsters capable of consuming everything in sight. But the reality is even more terrifying. A black hole doesn't chase planets. It doesn't hunt stars. It simply bends space itself. Everything nearby begins falling toward it, including Earth. At first, nothing dramatic happens. Life goes on. Cars fill the roads. Children go to school. Airplanes cross the skies. The oceans continue rising and falling with the tides. But deep inside the solar system, gravity is quietly rewriting destiny. Mercury's orbit shifts first, then Venus. Even Earth's path around the sun begins changing. Only by a tiny amount. Far too small for anyone to notice. But not too small for scientists. Every new calculation brings worse news. The black hole isn't passing by. It is heading directly toward the heart of the solar system. Soon, the sun itself begins responding. Its orbit starts wobbling. Planets drift slightly out of position. Comets change direction. Asteroids are flung across space like tiny stones. The perfect balance that has existed for billions of years begins falling apart. Then, for the first time in human history, people see evidence with their own eyes. The night sky changes. Stars near one part of the sky appear strangely distorted. Some stretch into glowing arcs. Others seem to disappear completely. Astronomers recognize the phenomenon immediately. Gravitational lensing. The black hole's immense gravity is bending the light from distant stars. Even though the black hole itself remains invisible, its presence is impossible to hide. Panic spreads across the planet. Financial markets collapse. Airports overflow. Governments declare global emergencies. Families gather together, knowing that whatever comes next will affect every person on Earth. Scientists make one final announcement. If our calculations are correct, Earth has already begun falling. Not toward the sun, but toward something far darker. Something far more powerful. Something from which there is no escape. And this is only the beginning. At first, nothing on Earth seems different. The sun still rises. The oceans still move with the tides. Birds still sing at dawn. If you looked out your window, you would never guess that an invisible monster was slowly reshaping the solar system. But in space, everything is beginning to change. The black hole's gravity grows stronger every single day. It doesn't pull like a giant vacuum cleaner. Instead, it bends space itself. Imagine placing a heavy bowling ball on a stretched sheet. Everything nearby slowly rolls toward it. That is exactly what the black hole is doing to our solar system. Only the sheet is space itself. Scientists watch in disbelief as Mercury's orbit becomes unstable. The smallest planet begins drifting away from its familiar path. Venus follows. Mars starts moving differently. Even Jupiter, the giant that has ruled the outer solar system for billions of years, can no longer resist the invisible force. The delicate balance that has protected Earth since the birth of the solar system is collapsing. Then, Earth begins accelerating, not because its engines have started, not because humanity is controlling it, but because gravity has chosen a new master. Every second, our planet falls a little faster. At first, the acceleration is tiny, far too small for anyone to feel. But satellites notice. GPS systems begin reporting strange errors. Spacecraft drift slightly off course. Astronomers no longer need complicated equations. They can see Earth's changing orbit with their own eyes. The truth is undeniable. We are leaving the sun. Governments immediately activate every space observatory on the planet. The news becomes impossible to hide. Every television station interrupts its programming. Scientists explain the situation as calmly as they can. But one sentence freezes the entire world. We cannot stop this. Silence follows. No rocket, no nuclear weapon, no technology ever invented by humanity can change the path of an entire planet. Earth weighs nearly 6 sextillion kilograms. Compared to the gravity of a black hole, we are nothing more than a grain of dust. As Earth drifts farther from the sun, the first physical changes begin. Sunlight grows weaker, not dramatically, but enough for astronomers to measure. The sky takes on a slightly darker shade each day. Solar power stations produce less electricity. Temperatures begin falling almost imperceptibly. Most people don't notice. Scientists do. Then, the moon starts behaving strangely. Its orbit around Earth begins stretching. Each month it drifts slightly farther away. The tides become unpredictable. Some coastlines experience unusually high tides. Others see the sea retreat farther than ever before. Marine life becomes confused. Migration patterns begin changing. The oceans themselves are responding to the new gravitational balance. High above Earth, astronauts aboard space stations witness something breathtaking. The stars no longer appear fixed. The black hole bends their light into glowing rings and shimmering arcs. Entire constellations seem to twist across the sky. It is one of the most beautiful sights humanity has ever seen. And one of the most terrifying. Because every distorted star is proof that the black hole is getting closer. Then, scientists calculate the impossible. Earth has crossed the point where the sun's gravity is no longer dominant. From this moment forward, our fate belongs to the black hole. Humanity has officially begun its final journey through space. And with every passing hour, the pull grows stronger, the darkness grows closer, and the universe itself begins to look different. The journey toward the black hole has now become impossible to stop. Earth is no longer orbiting the sun. Instead, our planet is spiraling toward one of the most mysterious objects in the universe. At first, the view is breathtaking. The black hole doesn't look like a giant hole in space. It looks like nothing, a perfect sphere of absolute darkness, surrounded by a brilliant ring of blazing light. Scientists call it the accretion disk. Billions of tons of superheated gas and dust orbit the black hole at nearly the speed of light. The glowing ring shines brighter than entire galaxies. It is beautiful, hypnotic, deadly. As Earth moves closer, the night sky becomes completely unrecognizable. Stars behind the black hole bend into enormous circles of light. Some appear twice, others vanish completely. The universe itself seems to melt before our eyes. It feels as though reality is breaking apart. People around the world gather outside every night, not because there is hope, but because they know they are witnessing something that no human civilization has ever seen. Then, time itself begins changing, not in a way people immediately notice. but atomic clocks do. The closer Earth gets, the slower time passes compared to the rest of the universe. Einstein predicted this over 100 years ago. Near an object with extreme gravity, time stretches. A single hour on Earth could become many hours for someone far away. If another civilization were watching from a distant star, they would see Earth slowing down, almost freezing in time. But to us, everything feels perfectly normal. That is the terrifying part. You would never realize your own time was changing. Meanwhile, the black hole's gravity begins pulling harder on one side of Earth than the other. Scientists call this a tidal force. The side facing the black hole experiences a much stronger pull than the opposite side. At first, the difference is tiny. Then, it grows. The oceans begin behaving violently. Massive tides rise higher than anything recorded in history. Entire coastlines disappear beneath enormous waves. Earthquakes shake continents. Volcanoes awaken across the planet. The crust itself bends under the enormous gravitational stress. Satellites lose stable orbits. The moon starts drifting away. Eventually, Earth's oldest companion escapes into space, leaving our planet completely alone. Electricity becomes unreliable. Communication satellites fall. Navigation systems fail. Human civilization begins collapsing, not because the black hole has reached us, but because gravity is tearing apart everything we depend on. Then, astronomers announce the next terrifying milestone. Earth is approaching the event horizon, the invisible boundary around a black hole, the point where escape becomes impossible. Even light, the fastest thing in the universe, can never return once it crosses this line. Humanity has reached the edge of the unknown. No spacecraft has ever crossed it. No signal has ever escaped it. No one knows what truly lies beyond. Every telescope on Earth now points toward the darkness. Every person looks into the sky, knowing that the next chapter of our journey will take us somewhere no human has ever imagined. And beyond that invisible boundary, the laws of the universe itself may no longer be the same. Earth is now only moments away from the event horizon. There is no turning back, no rescue mission, no miracle. The entire planet is falling toward a place where the laws of physics begin to break down. Surprisingly, nothing dramatic happens the instant we reach the boundary. There is no explosion, no giant wall, no sudden impact. If you were standing on Earth's surface, you wouldn't even know the exact moment you crossed it, because the event horizon is invisible. But for anyone watching from far away, something extraordinary happens. Earth appears to slow down, more and more, until it almost stops completely. Its light grows dimmer, redder, fainter. This phenomenon is called gravitational redshift. The black hole's gravity stretches the light leaving Earth. Eventually, our entire planet fades into darkness. To the outside universe, Earth seems frozen forever at the edge of the black hole. But here, time continues normally. People still breathe, they still speak, they still hope, completely unaware that, to the rest of the universe, humanity has already vanished. Then, the real nightmare begins. The black hole's tidal forces become unimaginably powerful. Gravity is no longer pulling equally on Earth. The side facing the black hole is pulled much harder than the opposite side. At first, the oceans begin moving, not with ordinary tides, but with waves thousands of meters high. Entire continents are flooded, mountains crack apart, the Earth's crust twists beneath unbearable pressure. Mega earthquakes ripple across every continent. Volcanoes erupt almost simultaneously. The atmosphere itself becomes unstable. Hurricane-force winds circle the globe. Lightning fills the dark sky without stopping. Every remaining city loses power. Every communication network falls silent. Still, Earth continues falling. Closer, closer, closer. Then, the planet itself begins stretching. Scientists have a name for this terrifying process: spaghettification. Gravity at Earth's leading edge is now far stronger than at its trailing edge. The planet is literally being pulled apart. At first, the change is measured in centimeters, then meters, then kilometers. Entire mountain ranges begin collapsing toward the black hole. The oceans are ripped away from the surface. The atmosphere stretches into a glowing stream behind the planet. From space, Earth no longer looks like a sphere. It resembles a blue ribbon being pulled into infinity. Cities, oceans, forests, everything that has ever existed on our world is slowly unraveling. The moon is gone. Artificial satellites are gone. Even the sun has become a tiny distant star, barely visible behind the glowing disk of the black hole. Then, the impossible happens. The planet itself can no longer hold together. Earth begins breaking apart. Continents separate. The molten core is exposed. Rivers of glowing magma pour into space. Billions of fragments spiral toward the darkness. Humanity's home, a world that survived asteroid impacts, ice ages, supervolcanoes, and billions of years of cosmic history, is finally coming apart, and beyond the darkness ahead lies the greatest mystery in the universe. Because no one knows what truly happens after the final fall. Beyond the event horizon, no one knows what truly exists. This is one of the greatest mysteries in modern physics. Every equation we have, every telescope, every scientific theory, stops here, because no information has ever returned from inside a black hole. For humanity, the universe outside has disappeared forever. The stars, gone. The galaxies, gone. Even time itself has lost its meaning. As the remains of Earth continue falling, gravity becomes unimaginably stronger. The planet has already been torn apart. The oceans no longer exist. The atmosphere has vanished into space. Mountains, cities, entire continents have become streams of glowing debris spiraling toward the center. At the heart of every black hole, scientists believe there may be something called a singularity, a place where matter is compressed into an unimaginably tiny point, a place where density becomes almost infinite, where the laws of physics, as we understand them, simply stop working. Could another universe exist beyond it? Could black holes be gateways through space and time? Could they create entirely new universes? No one knows. Some physicists believe the information that falls into a black hole is never truly destroyed. Others think it may be encoded on the surface of the event horizon itself. Some even suggest that every black hole could be the birth of a new universe. If that's true, then perhaps Earth's final journey would also be the beginning of something entirely new. But according to everything we currently know, nothing survives the enormous tidal forces near the center. Every atom, every molecule, every memory of our world would eventually be pulled apart. The Earth that carried life for billions of years would become part of the black hole forever. Thankfully, this terrifying scenario is extraordinarily unlikely. There is no known black hole close enough to pull Earth out of its orbit. The nearest known black holes are thousands of light years away. Our solar system remains remarkably stable. The sun continues holding every planet in place. And our beautiful blue world continues its peaceful journey around its star. Yet black holes remind us of something extraordinary. The universe is far stranger than we can imagine. Objects that cannot even be seen can shape galaxies, bend light, slow time, and challenge everything we think we know about reality. So the next time you look into the night sky, remember, somewhere out there, invisible among billions of stars, black holes are quietly waiting, not as monsters, but as some of the most mysterious objects ever discovered. They remind us that the universe still holds countless secrets, waiting to be explored. If you enjoyed this journey into one of the most fascinating mysteries of space, subscribe for more cinematic, what-if, adventures. Because here, every question changes everything. Globe hole sparkles.